let's catch up professionally and personally. I'm going to tell you what's happening in my life. And if you want, you can tell me in the comments what's happening in yours. This is the Build in Public series. I'm your host, Kiné, the leading national certified counselor specializing in financial development from stress. Now, I don't know if you know, but I'm building the world's largest global barber network offering mental health and money systems. And over the last couple months, I've had a lot of growth personally and professionally. Now, when I say personally, I mean just as a grandparent, as a mother, as a girlfriend, as a sister, as a daughter, and I'm in a group called the Global Rich Woman Network, and the group is designed to help each other reach our goals. Like we give each other resources. It's sort of like a sisterhood, but at the same time, it is kind of like a boot camp. So I'm learning from that. I'm learning from the grandchildren. They are so smart, these kids these days. But before I talk to you more about the personal, because I'm going to give you a little bit personal, but let's go with the professional first. I'm building the world's largest global barber network, and I'm doing that by creating a journal, a newsletter journal that will offer mental health, money, and business systems. We are about 9 weeks in. It's going really well. I'm enjoying it. It is a lot of work. And one of the things that I'm doing right now that kind of goes against my idea of prosperity and it hurts my feelings a little bit is that I'm kind of a team of one and a half. Like I have one part-time person on the team and me. And then I have like a little bit of, help here and there, but no full-time people on the team and no like real team members. And that's not like me. Typically, I hire team members, accounting and lawyer, of course, but then also marketing. And I've hired so many marketing people over the years. And let me tell you, that's probably the place I've lost. And I'm not even going to say invested because that is cute to be like, oh, it's an investment. And shit was not an investment. It was a loss. And it hurts. So this time I'm doing a lot of that myself with AI. So my chief chief of staff these days is Claude. And I don't know what AI you're using. I prefer Claude because Claude, we use the Claude chat, like the way you use Chat GPT. But we also use Claude Cowork. He has a lot of access into my systems. And so I use that in order to build out landing pages, in order to I just moved the money mentality quiz from Interact, where I originally had it since like 2018, to onto Kajabi, and I did that using code. Claude coded the whole quiz for me, and now it's on a page in Kajabi. It could be on several pages. I don't really know how it works, but I'm using it. And like you probably heard me to say, I don't know how uh natural gas works exactly. I don't know how electricity works. I don't even know how plumbing works, but I use them all. So those are technologies. If you don't know that, way back in the day when electricity just ran to the house, that was scary for people and it was new. It was technology. But now AI is the technology that we're up against, and we have to adopt it. Just like toilets and electricity and all of that stuff seems like normal. Well, AI just didn't have to seem like normal. And so that's what I'm doing. So I had Claude do this. I have no idea how he did it. All I know is that it's done. And we're about to start testing it and see if it works. I only have a few days because my Interact is going to charge. And the reason why I am making this switch is because I pay a small fee, like $200 a year, for that quiz. However, I've paid that $200 a year for so many years. I'm really not getting that much out of the system. And right now, we are a customer funded business. So not only am I kind of like this solopreneur, I am also making sure I'm customer funded because two things that have happened in the past, I've grown too fast and I spent a lot of money. And because I had it, I just like, here, here, here. This time I'm doing something different. The profit first method is to like hold on to your money and not just be throwing it out there because you can, not gonna get the big fancy office or get, the two assistants. And trust me, I love having assistants. Like that's part of my idea of prosperity. A team is just really what lights me up. I love having a team. Although I haven't been the greatest leader, I'm working on that. I'm getting much better at it. And let me tell you, Claude pushes me on the leader side because I have to pull him back all the time. Yes, I do think my Claude is a male. If you don't think your AI is a male, then yeah, I'm sorry to break it to you, sir. And ma'am, it's a male. And I know this, and we can talk about why I know this later. But Claude, I have to pull him back all the time. I'm like, yo, I am the CEO. You are my chief of staff. But in this case, when it came to this quiz, I was like, tell me what to do. You lead chief of staff. In this case, he wasn't even the chief of staff. He was like a product manager or whatever. And so that's part of the reason why I have a smaller team this time too, is because I had so much AI, so much of the tech stack. So I thought I'd take some time to give you a little bit of my tech stack. And I am not the most techie person. So if you're listening to this and you are, I'm going to give it to you. If you're not, you're going to be like, oh, great, somebody like me. So first and foremost, I'm recording this in Google Vid. So my Google Suite is number one for me. I Let me start 6 step back. I bought my domain on GoDaddy. So that's the beginning of it, that domain name. That domain, my Kajabi holds that domain name. But before all of that, the domain, in the background, I have the parent company, Presidential Lifestyle, holds all of my Google Suite. So the Google Suite has two two real email addresses and a alias that I use. And so the two email addresses are for me and the assistant. And so that's the Google Suite. That's the really the beginning of that tech stack. On top of that Google Suite is a lot of like my Gemini and the vids, and even YouTube is part of that Google Suite if you think about it. So that's my Google Suite. And then on top of that, I do use some some two other systems. I'm trying to see which one to talk about first. I think it's important to talk about 17 Hats first because 17 Hats is where I do my private practice. Even though that's on hold right now for a few months, 17 Hats has been with me the longest, I think. Even before Kajabi, I was used to 17 Hats. And I use 17 Hats because it, and I'm going to put a link to an article I wrote for the 17 Hats magazine. So I use 17 Hats because they listen to me. They not to me, just to all of us. And as we meet stuff, they are continuously iterating and continuously iterating, growing. Same with the job view. So there are a lot of tools out there, especially nowadays. So many tools. But when I started this back in the day, there wasn't. But I haven't found a reason to leave these two tools. So 17 Hats does a lot for me. It can detract some of the money, like it does some of the bookkeeping. And yes, I'm doing that on my own, but not for long. That's one of the first places I like to hire is on the bookkeeping and the accounting side. I've taken that back. I used to use another company. They were great. Nothing wrong with them. It's just we're restructuring and starting over. And so in that starting over, I just let everything go, let everyone go, and just say, I'm going to slowly walk myself back into growth. And so 17 has a lot of things. I'm going to put a link to the 17 Hats just so you, if you want to take a look at it, you can. But it does have my bookkeeping. It does have all my forms like lead generators, questionnaires, contracts, and so that's pretty much it. I could book sessions from 17 Hats, but I don't use it for that because I add every expert. That's something made by copy, but it's a standalone product and it allows me to do my one-on-one sessions in the platform, which 17 Hat doesn't allow you to record a session in the platform. So that's the only reason why I don't use it for that. I could use it for Boogie if I wanted to, but I don't have to because every expert allows you to record in it allows you to have your calendar as well as the actual recording in there. So I have talked to my clients for every expert. I have two options that you can choose with every expert. A really short 30-minute, just like, hey, do I like you? Can you help me? I need a quick fix. Kind of like that. Oh, it's been a hard week. I need to talk about some things. Kind of this building public. If you are feeling like it's lonely at the top, then that 30-minute quick fix is a good fit. If you need more, you need clarity. If you're like, oh, okay, I took your vision session because you operate for free, and now I need to go to the next step because I think I have some things in the way, some challenges that I'm not going to be able to get on my own. So we'll put that clearing session. In that clearing session, we really dig deep. We spend a lot of time together. And you there lots of pre work and lots of after work. So really it's about a good 3 hours of work, including the time that you spend with me plus your pre work and your after work. That because of that, you have a lot more clarity and then you can decide if you want to go into a design session. So pause there. That's the expert. Next, I use Kajabi. And so Kajabi holds all my courses. It holds the journal and it is holding the community. Now, I haven't launched the community yet, but one of the things the journal offers is the Prosperous Barber League. And if you subscribe to the journal, then you get the journal in your inbox every single week for free. You do nothing. So there's nothing for you to do. You already signed up. It comes to you. All you have to do is read it. That's the journal. It's free. That's how I connected you. That's how I offer my service to you. And then if you read the journal, you'll see at towards the end, I offer some resources. It's like, okay, make sure you do a couple of things. Make sure you're watching YouTube videos. Make sure you are taking advantage of every resource that I give you, especially the free ones. And then I have some small, like low cost ones. And then I have the one-on-one session. So that's inside the journal. You can decide if any of those work for you, if you want to take it to the next level. Every single session, every single journal, I ask you a few questions that you need to be thinking about in order to get to your next level. And some of those questions are going to be around revenue. So that's like number one. We have to drive revenue. And the reason we have to drive revenue is because we need you to get to retirement. And if you're a barber watching this, then you know just as well as I do that you don't have a plan for retirement. I would say 2 out of 10. I made that statistic up. I have no data to back it up, but if I have to go by my anecdotal, like the barbers I meet, 2 out of 10 barbers have a retirement plan. Most do not. And especially if you like have a suite or you rent a booth, you really probably don't have a plan. But at least if you own something and you have an asset, you can sell that later. But in this case, if you don't have that, then your retirement plan is going to be on you. There is no company funded. And some of you might work for a company that offers 401k and those kind of things, but most barbers that are solo on their own don't. And so that's why I offer those tips in the journal. So revenue to drive retirement. In order to drive revenue, there's two things that you need to have in place, and that is your retention model, making sure that your customer service is so good that your clients don't want to go anywhere else. That is something that I am excellent at. I moved to different states and clients still waited for me to come back. They did not go to anybody else. And even when I finally sold my practice, and I was like, okay, I'm out. I'm not coming back. And I sold to another stylist. They were like, can you please click every once in a while, just come back and then I'll come to you, just whatever you can do it. So that's how sticky you want your clients to be. And so that's the retention. And the next one is referrals or reviews. Like I'm not good at reviews. I'm better at referrals, but I really don't even have to work at referrals for whatever reason. People just tend to refer people to me. And I usually always have like an Oprah, like somebody who's like, oh, this is my favorite thing. And they, oh, you have to know Kiné, like somebody who champions me, like an influencer. And so because I typically have that, I am just I'm so incredibly grateful. I don't always have to ask for referrals, but I do work on that. So asking for referrals and getting reviews are going to help me drive that revenue. But retention is probably the most important because it costs you money to acquire a new client a lot of times. because of the marketing you have to put out, or it costs you time to acquire another client. But if you can retain the client you have and the lifetime value of the client is priceless. So that's why those are the important things. I'm focused on this for myself, and that's why I'm teaching it to you. Right now, as we talked about building in public, professional development is part of what I'm doing. We are a customer funded business. So staying lean is important. That's why I have decided to work on this project of moving the quiz, and it makes me feel a little bit inadequate to have to work on so much technology because I'm not in my lane. And I like to practice what I preach, and I tell people stay in your lane and hire for the rest. The fact that I'm not hiring for the rest keeps me from feeling my most prosperous, but I know that's short lived. And so sometimes you have to make decisions like these because eventually you'll get back to where you need to be. I'm sharing this with you. Like I said, it's a bit personal. It doesn't feel like something I normally would share with the public, but because we're building in public and I'm letting you know what I'm working on, I'm sharing this with you. A little bit, one last more private thing that I will share is that I've been spending a lot of time with family. That's going to shut down in about 2 weeks. I'm going to have to go into like the girls in the network up and say a cocoon. So I'm gonna have to cocoon myself and just dial in, and I'll probably be working for about a month in a silo, just me, the computer, the tech stack, and my uh, assistant. I'm calling him my assistant, but he's so much more than that that it almost feels disrespectful to say that. Um, because he's not even close to an assistant. He actually is so good at what he does that I feel like, tell me what to do to make your life easier. That's how I feel. How can I make you help me? How can I help you be that on that? So because we are so lean right now, I'm just what's the word? Like tiptoeing little by little, little by little. That's the statement. We're just doing little by little. And I found mistakes that I made along the way. Like I broke a link. It's so Kiné. It's so Kiné. And I was just like, why? I wasn't getting subscribers for a few days and I couldn't figure out why. And then I went and I found the link was broken. What I hate is that nobody told me. That nobody said, hey, I tried to subscribe, but the link was broken. It's like, yeah, y'all, can we help each other out? It's like you're so busy, you're so distracted that it's like, hey, it didn't work. Okay, on to the next thing. And I know I take complete responsibility for it, but I'm saying, help me out. It's that much straight. I'm doing my best, people. So that's all I want to say. I'm doing my best. I'm dropping the ball in some areas, and I am stretching myself to my capacity when it comes to doing some of these things I don't want to do. And the moment I get hired again, I will be doing that, but slowly. I'm not going to grow too fast. I'm not even fast. And I think that's all for now. Tell me in the comments. One, this is what you can do. Subscribe. Please subscribe. I need to get to 4,000 subscribers, and it is a slow crawl. Share this with somebody else. If you have a podcast, I would love to come on your podcast. Talk about mental health and money. And then if you haven't already subscribed to the journal, please do so today, right now. Go ahead. And then I think I'll put some other links in there. If you want to check out some of the ads, if you want to check out every expert and book a session with me, whatever you want to do, all that's going to be in the description of this video. So go there now and leave me a comment and say something so I can listening, watching, you're here with me, and not alone. Thank you. That's all for now. I'll see you sooner.